Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Mohammed, has disclosed that the present administration has commissioned 70 ecological projects, while additional 23 more of such projects are set for commissioning. The minister made this disclosure on Thursday when he visited the corporate office of the People's Daily newspaper at Tutako, Abuja, in continuation of the national campaign against fake news.
We have recently been commissioning 70 ecological projects all over Nigeria. As a matter of fact, I, on behalf of the President, I was able to commission the erosion and flood control. And many of my colleagues have been in every other part of the country. And as we speak today, there are still only 3 more ecological projects to commission. But the important thing, honestly, is that the distinctive thing about this administration is that we embraced all unabandoned projects we met. I don't think we've awarded 10% of all the projects that came to council. Less than 10 are new. Most are projects that were abandoned. I was so surprised that between Umaya Tower and Aba, a whole section of the road had been condemned and turned into refuse dump until this administration came. And we had to take it over. Now, if within 3.5 years we've done this, we want people to judge us in context.
Alhaji Mohammed stated that the objective media criticism of the present administration was a welcome development, but not to the point of denigrating the person of the president. He advised the media on their editorial, which should not be seen to be pursuing the agenda of some unscrupulous people, which could cause disintegration of the nation.
Make no mistake about it. The media is free to criticize any president, but not to denigrate anybody.
Based on facts.
If you have the facts, please come out. But without any scintilla of any fact, how can anybody come and say Mr. President favors one group against the other? And they've forgotten one thing, that your president of the country, does not matter which party he comes from or which part of Nigeria he comes from, is the symbol of that country. When you denigrate him, you're denigrating yourself. So we want to appeal to the media. Some of them are consumed by such hatred and such, bitterness. And they throw caution to the wind. And it's not healthy either for the media or for the country. So we want to appeal to them that fake news goes just beyond, publishing, what is not true. But when you hide under editorials to pursue agendas which are driven largely
by sentiment,
by emotion, by vengeance, by bitterness, it doesn't all go well for the country. Or look at Rwanda, where fake news led to the death of 800,000 people. So please, this is why I come here. It's a serious issue. It's an issue that is capable of dividing this country or destroying the country as a whole. And the media, you have a big role to play in this.
The minister said the national campaign against fake news was just 2 months old. The issue has not been wiped out completely, but a lot of people are more educated on it now. He explained that some countries of the world have gone to the extent of bringing up legislation on the issue of fake news, but he added that the administration will not censor any media house because of his belief in advocacy.
I must admit that our campaign, which is barely 2 months old, has not completely succeeded in wiping out fake news, but it has dented it, seriously. Because today, through our campaign, we've been able to bring the issue of fake news to the front burner. We've also succeeded in instigating a lot of debates. And as we speak today, there's a lot of heated arguments and debates on the issue of fake news, and people are, gradually getting to understand what we actually mean and what are the dangers of fake news. So to that extent, I believe we have succeeded, and that is why we will continue. There's already a heightened debate and a heightened awareness against fake news. Nigerians are talking about more and more. They are beginning to even flag fake news. You can see this is easy for people now recognize what fake news, what is fake news. However, fake news is not just a Nigerian phenomenon. No.
It's a global issue.
It's a global issue, no doubt about it. And each country has different approach to combat fake news. Some countries have gone to the extent of legislating against fake news. Even the UK, as the UK Parliament has suggested putting a punitive fine on social media news. But here in Nigeria, our approach is to appeal to the sense of responsibility, sense of patriotism of our media practitioners. We are not going to censor or coerce. Neither are we going to encourage new legislation. We believe that there is enough legislation to handle, defamation, to handle libel. But fake news is a different kettle of fish, and we believe that our approach is the best, which is,
advocacy.
Advocacy, exactly. And this is why, we're here today.
Alhaji Mohammed explained that the Buhari-led administration remained focused on infrastructural development and dares the opposition to challenge the present administration on its achievements on security, agriculture and social investment programs. He said the only option for them was to engage in fake news.
Fake news has assumed the dimension it has done today, because it is difficult to fault this administration or take this administration on issues, whether it's security, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's fighting corruption, whether it's agriculture, whether it's social investment program. They can't, like I said, we challenge anybody to a debate on infrastructure. And we tell them exactly what we have done. In 2014, if my figures are correct, I think 14 billion naira was spent, 14 billion was spent on transportation. On agriculture and water resources, 34 billion, 2014. And on power, works and housing, 106 billion. In 2016, this administration has spent on agriculture, on transportation, 107 billion. We spent on power works and housing, 325 billion. We spent on agriculture and water resources, 130 billion. So the difference is clear. And that's why we took it on ourselves, not just to sit on figures, to go out and inspect either completed projects or ongoing projects, which has taken us to every part of this country. We've been to the south-south, we've been to the southeast, we've been to the north-central, we've been to the southwest. And my joy in this administration is that I look at the next 5 years, and all of us here living in Abuja will probably be able to park our cars and use the metro, use the light rail. Yes, today we have only 3 coaches, but the government has placed another for 48 new coaches. And unknown to our traducers, this is the only country in Africa that's an integrated rail system, whereby you can come by air, land at the airport, and go by train and come to town. And if you so wish, join the same train to Kaduna. The 3,500 kilometers, narrow gauge rail between Lagos and Kano is being revamped, and in 12 months' time, we hope it will be delivered. That is going to not only cut down the travel time, but for after almost 2 decades, be able to resume scheduled and freight services all over Nigeria. This administration has embarked on the new standard rail gauge, which is going to take the speed of our train from 17 kilometers an hour to 120 kilometers an hour. And we are very confident that by March, by the grace of God, Lagos to Ibadan would have been delivered. We went to Ilorin, we visited Ilorin, Jeba, Mokwa, 2 weeks ago. A year ago, it takes 4 days for you to go from Ilorin to Jeba. 4 days. Today, the 93-kilometer road has been completed. It takes you less than 2 hours to get there. And the government is so focused on infrastructure that it has chosen 5 critical infrastructure that it would ensure it completes in good time. One is Second Niger Bridge. Second is the Abuja Kano Road. The third is the East-West Road. The fourth is the Lagos Ibadan Expressway. And the fifth, I think, is the I can't remember the fifth. The Mambila Hydroelectric. And you see, what is spectacular about the Mambila Hydro Power Scheme is that it is capable of giving us 3,050 megawatts of power. That is more than 60% of what is being supplied today. So when we talk on infrastructure, I cannot see anybody that can fault this administration. Many people will sit down in Abuja or Lagos and they start talking about the Southeast. And the Southeast has been neglected in infrastructure. We say no, because we've been there. I travel with this team from Abuja to Enugu to Longpata to Umaya to Aba to Port Harcourt. We reversed it and traveled from same Enugu to Onitsha. And every point we saw work going on. Some being financed by budget, some by Sukuk bond. So we challenge anybody that wants to say that, oh, this administration is not delivering on its promises. Or is it a social investment program? This is the only government I know in the whole of Africa that feeds 8,500,000 people a meal a day, all school days of the year. And this program is not limited to APC states. As we speak today, 26 states are participating in this program, where we feed 8,500,000 pupils 1 meal a day. For many of those people, it's the only meal they are sure of. And this has increased school enrollment. I always laugh at the example of Kaduna. Madam Erufai said, when he said in Kaduna State, the pupils will come to school, eat the food and go back home. The next day they will come with their siblings and eat and go home. And the operators said, look, let's stop this. He said, let's stop this. They said, no, don't stop it. It's because they are not sure it will continue. If they are sure it will continue, they'll come to school. And today is a success story. Or is it agriculture? We used to import about 500,000 tons of rice from Thailand every year, paying $5 million a day in foreign exchange. Today, we export less than 25,000 metric tons from Thailand. These are not my figures. These are figures from Thailand Rice Producers Association. Or is it agriculture in Nigeria, where from 5 million rice farmers, we have today over 11 million rice farmers, stretching from Kebbi to Ebonyi. And this all this we achieved in 3.5 years. So I challenge anybody on the issue of infrastructure, on the issue of security, on the issue of social investment, or even agriculture. Let's talk.
The minister said the media was best placed to lead the fight against fake news, saying the first direct victim of fake news should be the media itself.
I embarked on this tour primarily because I believe that the media is best placed to lead the fight against fake news. Because yes, fake news is a threat not only to democracy and even to the very corporate existence of any country, but the first direct victim of fake news, if not checked, will be the media itself.
Welcoming the minister to the People's Daily office on behalf of the editorial team of People's Daily, the chief operating officer and editor of the newspaper, Hmic, stated the readiness of the media to take up the challenge of eliminating fake news in his reportage and assured the minister of total support.
We should advise the honorable minister to continue with this kind of interface with the media, because it has the capacity to correct some of the misconceptions that people have on the workings of government. Because we have reeled out a lot of statistics here that people do not know. And those statistics will go a long way in getting people to know the facts of what government is doing. And I think if the media does not support government to have a peaceful society, all of us will consume them. So we are challenged, and then we will take your challenge very seriously.
The deputy chairman of the editorial board of People's Daily, Emmanuel Yahweh, agreed on the need to tackle the issue of fake news now before it causes any unnecessary impediments to the 2019 forthcoming election.
So it's better now that you have taken the rule by the power. You have to preempt some of these things before they get out of hand, because the artist Nigeria loves sensational news, the religion, ethnicity. These are very emotional things. So please, Mr. Minister, don't be discouraged. I encourage you to continue with this campaign. If not, our country is going down the drain. You're welcome, sir.
Charles Onunaiju, a member of the editorial board, however advised on the need for Buhari-led administration to take the partnership it signed with China on the Lake Chad cleanup seriously, so as to put purveyors of fake news out of business. He commended the present administration for creating life-changing policies.
And like you rightly identified, the contradiction of shrinking resources, expanding population. And in my view, I think government is proactive in addressing them. As you create more infrastructure, you open up greater value. You bring greater value, you resolve the contradiction. Because like you said, few people, fewer resources, more larger people having to deal with it. The only thing is to create new opportunities. And I think the infrastructure projects that the federal government is committed is expanding opportunities. The federal government team signed a very important memorandum in Beijing, becoming a partner to the China Belt and Road Initiative. I think the Lake Chad initiative, the Lake Chad question you have just raised, I think within the framework of the Belt and Road, because the Chinese initiated it as a connectivity across the world through overland, maritime, and digital. And Lake Chad can be a prime, can be integrated into the Belt and Road. I can assure you the Chinese has the resource. The Silk Road Fund, the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank, and the New Development Bank to fund actually the cleanup and expansion of Lake Chad and restore its primacy in the economic life of countries within the sub-region. So I think federal government should take very seriously the partnership and MOU it had just signed with the Chinese yesterday to join in the Belt and Road Initiative. It can be a game changer in areas of infrastructure, especially the Mandela Power Plant and the Lake Chad cleanup and improvement. So I believe that the best way to resolve the contradiction of shrinking resources and the explosive population is to continue to expand opportunities so that people can move from sedentary to bigger opportunities. And by that way, you can resolve the contradiction. Otherwise, and when we resolve this contradiction, fake news practitioners will find very little things to feed on. Because that is the truth, you know. You resolve some of these questions, they will find very little things to feed on. We want to thank you for embarking on this program.